One second, guys. I gotta turn the TV down. One second, guys. I gotta turn the TV down. Daggone seat, I tell you. And they had this for a year, and it's already sounding like crap. All right, working on a. I'm working on a poll for you guys to vote on. Oh wow. Got the NASCAR race on in the background, of course, but trying to make sure you don't hear the audios. That way we don't get copyright claimed. Hopefully you can't hear it. Poor Blaney. Anyway, the voting poll for today is going to be, which state do you think will end up getting the largest hail tonight? Alright, there it is. Hope everyone's doing well, by the way. This is going to be one of those streams where it could be really busy, or it could be a nothing burger, but with the 5% tornado threat kind of uptrending throughout the day, I figured why not cast the reel out there, see what we end up getting. We may end up seeing something crazy, and may even end up being able to help somebody, or it's just going to be one of those chill streams. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get right into it here. So this is our area of interest so far. Currently have one tornado watch here. Includes western Tennessee. We have southwestern parts of Kentucky and extreme eastern parts of Arkansas here, northern parts of Mississippi. There is a chance that with a stronger storm, we could get a tornado or two. Then this sector off to the south here, I think we could get a little bit of either or. I think the severe thunderstorm threat as a whole is greater more so than the tornado potential. So that this area maybe over here, maybe a little bit further off towards the southwest, may get a severe thunderstorm watch in the coming hours here. Like I said, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a high-end day, but like I said, with any stronger storms, we could get pretty busy here, pretty active. So that's pretty much the overview right now. We have one severe thunderstorm warning. This is capable of producing 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. It's the only severe warning that we have at the moment. I would expect peak time to be a little bit later into the evening here. But I think the earlier part of the evening is where we'll start to see the tornado threat be at maybe its highest or the strongest tornado threat here. Don't expect anything close to what we had last weekend, where we had oh man, that was just rough right there, the way that last weekend was. But nonetheless, we have the time, so we're gonna pretty much just kind of go for it here. Hey, what's up, Torex? Yeah, some people may take a shot in the dark here. Other people may go on the models and look. It's just I kind of like to keep these polls open ended. I try to do that. I try to make you think a little bit. So I'm glad that you like this one. Also, guys, don't forget to hit that like button and that share button as well. Cool thing is with this lone storm, though, we have several cameras here to work with, so it's not like we have to do a lot to get a view of this storm. I don't see anything that gives me any major concerns about rotation as of right now. There's that little inflow region, but looks like it's staying mostly linear. So I'm thinking damaging winds, especially on this forward flank here. And then also there could be some increasing hail potential with this as well. Let's go ahead and actually take a look at one of our hail parameters we like to go over. We're starting to see a little max right here beginning to pop up. We're getting into about the 70 to 71 kilograms per meter square. So when you get those kinds of values, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. You get those kinds of values here, that usually means that at least in the upper levels of the atmosphere we're getting a lot of ice. So that's usually a good sign for hail, and then the increase in the amount of lightning is always another good sign too, and there's a healthy amount of it, but we're still waiting to see if the storm continues to uptrend with that. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get some music going here too while we're at it. This already feels a lot better than last week did. I will say that much. We were at a breakneck pace from Friday all the way through Saturday of last week, so stark comparison here. I'm pretty sure we're not the only one streaming this, but probably one of the few. I don't think a lot of people see a lot of appeal to this event here. Uh-oh. Oh, we're really struggling. Frames are starting to drop. If things get bad with this, I may have to restart the stream. I'm hoping that I don't, but I'm not liking the numbers I'm seeing on here right now. We're definitely unstable at the moment. See if we can get this back here. Okay, I think we're alright for right now. What's your fault, James? Uh-oh. Stream is really unstable right now. I don't know what's going on with my internet. It's just a weird thing that this computer always does. I have to restart this almost every couple of days in order to avoid this. I guess I just forgot today. Oh no, that's not your fault. This is just a quirk with my computer. I'm hoping I don't have to restart this stream here. Hey Clint, how you doing? Okay, looks like we're stable for now, but we dropped a heck of a lot of frames here. Good to hear, good to hear. Just hoping I don't have to restart my computer here and restart the stream in turn as a result. Alright, let's see if that's what it is, but more than likely I'm probably gonna have to restart the stream. Hey voice. Daggone it, man. Maybe I'll just have to cut off the music for a minute here. I don't have a lot of windows up today. Also, to anyone here that has been a long time subscriber or member of the channel, this is the end of an era, by the way. This is gonna be the last stream that we do with Radar Omega. Unfortunately, the way this app's been performing in recent time and other reasons are a big part of why we're going to be leaving Radar Omega, unfortunately. Maybe in due time the performance will improve, but this isn't really working for me all that well. Yeah, I'm closing stuff down, but good grief, it's not really working all that well. Like, we're not even using that much CPU. Like I said, I really just think it's that one little weird quirk with my computer where yeah, a lot of people are calling it that. Ironically though, Torex. But yeah, it just seems like a weird thing with my computer. It's like if I don't shut this thing down or restart it every 3 days, it just does this thing where I'm disconnected from Ethernet and I only have the Wi-Fi. It's strong, but it's not quite strong enough, especially once I start using OBS and Radar Omega at the same time. It starts to slow up. Because I'm only using about 28 to 39% on my CPU right now, which is supposedly really good for all that I'm doing right now, but my memory's only at 42%. It's holding steady at 42. But for whatever reason, it's just a quirk that I got with this thing. Only applications I got up right now are Windows Media Player for my Siren. We have Radar Omega, and then of course OBS. Turn off the File Explorer. Maybe that'll help, but I doubt it. We seem like we're a little bit more stable. If I could just get my Ethernet connection to return, that'd be really nice. Alright, I'm going to do a thing really quickly. I'm hoping this works without... You guys still got me? Am I still here? So far, it looks like yes, but we'll see. It's the first time I've tried to do this live. Usually it just crashes out on me completely. Hi, Christine. Hey, MPT. It seems like that might have done it. It seems like it's at the very least a little bit more stable. Yeah, it's still a little sketchy, but it seems better than what it was. I think we're gonna switch to this camera. Close this one out. Try to save some space here. There we go. Yeah, I think we're a little better now. We're not dropping any frames at least. Let's just hope it stays that way. Alright, looks like we're good for the moment. We'll see in just a little bit here. Okay, we're dropping a few frames.
Use Kayak's best time to travel tool to find the perfect time to go.
Alright. Yeah, we're dropping frames again. Yeah, we might just have to go without the music today. Salty old Isaiah, I tell you. Oh gosh. Yeah, this is not working well. This is not going well. I may have to restart this stream, guys. I really am trying hard to do everything I can to get this thing running, or keep it running. But I don't know what's going on with this thing, but it's just not wanting to cooperate here at all. If I end up having, well, okay, now it's starting to come back. Wait, hang on. I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes here. If it doesn't work out, then we'll go for it here. At least we didn't miss the mezzo discussion. Yeah, I agree. Let me at least. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go over this mezzo discussion and then we're gonna restart it. I hate to do it. I really do. But I don't trust this thing to stay running when we need it to. Because if there's any warnings that pop up and it becomes essential, don't want to get in any trouble with you guys. But this is the mezzo discussion that just got issued a couple minutes ago. Bring you to the next stream? I can try. I don't know if it'll work, but I can definitely try. Use weatherwise? I'm still trying to get used to weatherwise. It's the only issue I'm having. You know what? I'm gonna give it a try. These storms fired early, that's partially why I say it, but here's the mezzo discussion. There's probability of watch issuance with this mezzo discussion. Scattered thunderstorms capable of damaging winds and hail are becoming more and more likely this afternoon. There's also some that favor a tornado risk. A weather watch is likely needed. Obviously, this is looking at the storms for our area. This is also going over the storms we're looking at in our area currently. So basically, this region here is we got a new severe thunderstorm warning. Later this evening, Isaiah. Cape values are currently at 2,000 to 2,500 joules per kilogram. So Environment's pretty unstable. I expected them to. They were good hailers though. But yeah, the cape was going to be the big reason as to why they ended up looking the way they did. But yeah, watch appears likely soon. Questionable as to whether or not we end up getting a tornado watch or a severe thunderstorm watch. Okay, let's see if we can get things a little bit more stabilized here. I'm going to try to use weatherwise if I can. Frames may drop for just a moment here, but I'm going to try to see if I can do this switch over as seamless as I can here. Maybe if I can close out Radar Omega, that could make a difference. If not, then we're going to start over. We'll have no choice at that point. Alright, let's see if this helps any. Trying everything I can here. Alright. That might have done the trick, actually. That might have done it. That might have done it. Because Radar Omega actually takes up more space than anything else on here. Yeah, we're looking stable so far. I'm holding my breath right now, though. Can't lie. Alright, everybody. Just make sure you hit refresh so that way you're back at the current time of the stream here. Because, yeah, we're looking a lot more stable now. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that looks an awful lot better. Alright, so the one thing I'm still trying to get used to with weather-wise is the fact that these polygons move along with the radar loop, which is a good thing, but me personally, I'm kind of used to them being static, and I'd rather have them off, truthfully, but we'll work with it. Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. It really is unfortunate. It's the end of an era, because the first stream I did on this channel was with Radar Omega, so it's a little sad, but just the performance has gone down the toilet, man. It honestly has. It's just not really, just can't, I have to hold them accountable if they're gonna make me pay 12 bucks a month. I'm sorry. So there is a way to turn that off on weatherwise? How? Alright, here we go. And there goes the frames again. Hey, Mark. Yeah, I guess we can't go with any music today. It seems to make my computer angry. It seems like when I don't do that, it seems like it's fine, so maybe we'll just try and play it in the background or something. It just can't be directly through the computer, so you might have trouble hearing it. Okay, which settings is it gonna be? Well, we have this right here, and then here. Yeah, feel free to guide me through this because I have no idea what I'm doing still with this thing. I think the app is great. I think it might work differently on oh. Radar Omega takes up too much space on my phone to begin with. Shoot, even having Discord messes up. Oh, I see it. There is no tornado possible tag with that new severe thunderstorm warning. Memphis could see some 1-inch hail though and some damaging winds to go with it. But yeah, all this moving around is not something I'm a fan of. But yeah, I think the layout on I think the layout on weatherwise for the phone is a little bit different from what's on the desktop here. I'm gonna have to use my phone for Discord. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that through. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that through the computer this time. Hang on. Hold on. I pretty much have to turn off all of these one by one. Just bogus. Hang on, Torex. I see that you like my call sign that I gave you from the beginning here. Oh, special weather statement. That's what that is. Ah, here we go. Okay. Yeah, that hasn't really changed anything with things moving around. Voice turning off winter storm warnings didn't do a thing. Ah, jeez. Wish I had more time to mess around with this app. Yeah, I still don't really see anything yet though. Got another severe thunderstorm warning. That's the third one for today already. This is right on the Louisiana Mississippi line here. Yeah, like I said, I think the way things are set up here, it works a little bit differently on the phone versus the computer, which kind of sucks. Oh, I didn't want to do that necessarily. Hey, Mr. Sid. Oh, you did? Shoot. Oh, you're a good person to talk to, because I'm actually having some problems right now, man. Holy cow. Oh, Hascam needs permission to be used. Oh, thanks for the heads up, Torex. I do not want any smoke. Thanks for the heads up. Oh, you did it? Nice. Mr. Sid, by the way, is one of my coworkers at my job. They have an IT team, and he's at the top of it. Yeah, I probably can't run any cameras right now with the way the computer's acting. I don't understand why we're having such a problem today. It's the first time in a while that she's been doing this. You're within that 20-mile window now, Isaiah. Thanks, Sid. Appreciate you. Appreciate you saying that. No, you didn't have to, though. Solar storm? Alright. That's funny. Well, I mean, that could be the case, but no, this is a thing that happens every once in a while, but usually I've been able to, like, stay ahead of it. I think this is just the first time in a while where I've kind of slipped up. What happens in chat stays in chat. Okay, Emmanuel, I need you to chill out, sir. I need you to chill out. Ooh. Might need to get something to drink here in a second. Once I figure out how to stabilize this stream. Be nice if I didn't end up like dropping 7% of my frames every few minutes. Or like 3% of my frames. You mean a new watch got issued? Alright. Hang on. Let me pause this. No. Please don't, sir. Please don't. I might have figured out a slick little thing here. It doesn't matter what I use, whether it's Chrome, Radar, Omega. My computer just seems to have a weird little quirk where every few days I just have to restart it if I'm going to do any sort of streaming. If I don't do streaming, almost never a problem. I could go weeks without it. Even though I typically try to restart it or at least let it rest anyway. And I did today even, but I guess I didn't restart it. And because of that, when I go to my internet settings, I'm connected to Wi-Fi and not my Ethernet. And that's where my problem, and well, therein lies my problem. So it's the issues we're having right now, unfortunately. I can only keep one Chrome window open. A page file? That might be what I need to help figure this out, because this is frustrating. I've dropped over 2,000 frames, almost 2,500 actually at this point. It's getting better slowly, but I'm a little bit more limited right now. Yeah, a lot of people are unhappy with Radar Omega on here, so you're gonna see a lot of bashing happening. Okay, now I see what you're talking about, Isaiah. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out how to work weather-wise. I do like how this layout looks. It looks really nice. But yeah, this is just about what we called at this point. Severe thunderstorm watch. Strangely, though, I don't see the tornado watch. I know for a fact that we have them on here. So it's odd that this tornado watch off to the north isn't popping up yet. That's very strange. I'm really hoping I don't have to restart this stream here. That would really suck. I mean, if I have to, it is what it is. But preferably, I won't have to. Virtual memory file? Let me see. How do I find that? Because that would be awesome if I could do this now and get it over with. Anything would be better than restarting a stream, especially once we start to get going. You can, it just, you have to do them one at a time. That's all. Yeah, you can do that by hitting the little cog. Oh, it'll require a reboot. Crap. Usually a soft reboot or a restart is usually what it'll take. Oh, that's right. I turned off the tornado watch. So that was actually my mistake. Okay. There we are. Okay, well, I mean, at least we're still stable. It just is what it is. We'll work with what we got for tonight. I'll just have to remember that until I figure out how to reboot this thing. There's another way I can play music on here. It's a good thing that I'm a musician, I'll put it that way. And it's a good thing guitar amps have aux inputs. Here we go. Yeah, I have Windows. Voice, the way you said that, it sounded like it had some spite to it. I know you're a Linux guy or Linux guy, but sheesh. Or maybe I should keep it. I should say it as it is, Linux, just to spite you back. Nope. I do not have that. I think we have a tornado warning, by the way. Let me go ahead and pause this. Yep, we do. It's right outside of Memphis. Our first tornado warning of the stream. So this also has the potential to bring some quarter-size hail along with it. This is for Crittenden, Tipton, and Shelby counties. So Crittenden, by the way, is in eastern Arkansas. This is located near Jericho, moving east at 40 miles an hour. Locations included in the warning are, I'm hoping I pronounced this right, Wapanikoa National Wildlife Refuge, Munford, Barrettville, Jericho, Booker, Griffin Corner, Terrell, Quito, Clarkdale, Woodstock, Redwood, Rosemark, Idaville, Atoka, Locke, Dixonville, Millington, Sloanville, Arlington, and Brunswick. So if anyone is in those communities, you need to be taking shelter right away. Yeah, I know. Once I build my own, I'm probably going to do something like Linux or Linux. But cross that bridge when we get there. Oh yeah, Mark, that is your area. You might want to get into a safe spot. That's awfully close to you. That's a nice little inflow. Oh, that actually kind of looks almost cellular at the moment. What, you can't handle Linux Torx? Or your computer's not set up for it? You have to do all of that on your own anyhow, so it's a tedious little process. Let's go ahead and at least take a look at velocity with this, by the way. Oh, yeah, he doesn't like anything with coding right now. You're across the highway from Munford? Yeah, this is very close to you. Be very careful. So this is our point of rotation right here. I like how it points it out. I like how this app kind of points it out for you. I really look forward to any future updates that they make with this desktop version here, because this is how you guys are going to end up seeing it. Oh, the computer. So you had a bad teacher, or the teacher just wasn't working for you. It wasn't necessarily that they're a bad teacher. Yeah, and it's still staying away from you, Isaiah. You keep wishing for severe weather in your area, and eventually it's going to happen too. You keep speaking it into existence. It just wasn't working for you. Nah, I know that feeling. It's kind of how I felt about Spanish in school. But yeah, weather-wise, it's pretty good. I like it. Okay, there we go. There's the music. Well, we made that work. Really? That's an interesting fact. From the UK. How about that? Turn down the speaker a little bit on my end so that way I can hear myself talk a little bit more clearly. Won't affect your volume, just mine. Got another severe thunderstorm warning just to the south of Jackson over here. This is just off I-55. Basically, what we have going on here at this point is we're in a phase where we're seeing each of these storms are discrete right now, so their potential to produce tornadoes is a little bit higher. The only limiting factor with this right now would be more so the kinematics and really just the low-level kinematics in particular. Low-level jet isn't all that strong right now in this region, but there's a lot of instability available over here, so it's kind of helping us overcome that just a little bit. Sometimes you can make substitute ingredients with baking a cake. It's kind of the same thing with severe weather in a way. As long as you have a little bit of something, you can sometimes, if you get your ratios right, you can compensate the lack of one ingredient with a little bit of abundance of another, but it's a very delicate balance. And that's kind of what we're seeing here. Because, I mean, we have a small pocket, because over here when I was looking at models earlier, towards this region, and I'm going to see if I can mark. I'm trying to figure out how to use the marker on here. This is the way. Okay, yeah, there it is. Right around this corridor here, in particular, this is a terrible drawing, by the way, but in particular across this corridor here, we had a nice little pocket of low-level jet that kicks in, where we're both about 30 knots. Usually about 20 knots is the minimal threshold that you would look for when it comes to tornado genesis. So we're a little bit above the mark here. For these areas further off towards the west right now, the kinematics are a little bit lower. Things are a little bit more limited right now. That might kick in a little bit later in the evening. Oh, by the way, oh yeah, there we go. I thought you had posted the Discord earlier, Torex. I'm sorry, with all that stuff going on with the computer, I was juggling a whole lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and pin that now. Oh wow. Also, in me getting to pin that, I also got to look at the voting poll. 9 of you have voted so far. All right. And it's a very even spread, if I had to say so myself. Some of you guys think Texas will have the largest hail. Other people say Tennessee because it's active right now. Tennessee and Mississippi are tied. And then a few of you are picking Louisiana as well. I like the parity, guys. That's awesome. Hi, Grant. Okay, I gotta figure out how to take the circle off here now. I gotta figure out how to take the circle off. There we go. That's better. It is a tad bit loud. Alright. That any better? Yeah, it's kind of cutting through pretty good on the speakers too. Ryan went live? That's shocking. That's really shocking. Have I gotten super chats before? Yes, I've gotten a few before. None today, but I have gotten a few before. Sometimes they do get pretty crazy, actually. Leave him alone, Emmanuel. Yeah, you listen, you don't have to donate. At no point will you ever be obligated or even asked to donate. I do this because I want to be here. I'm here because I want to be here. I cover the weather because I want to. It's got nothing to do with Yeah, this I don't do this for money, and even then, it's not like I get paid that much. It's pennies to a dime, essentially. So, do this because I enjoy it. Alright, so for those of you that are tuning in, by the way, we're currently sitting at 1 tornado warning right now. This is just to the north of the Memphis area here. It's going to miss town, thankfully. But areas like Millington, Arlington are in the path of this dangerous storm. Then if this continues, we have to look at Gattle. I was about to say Gataway. Wow. Galloway. I thought that had a T to it. I had something in my eye. Braden, Mason, Oakland, and maybe even Somerville could be in the next polygon here. Yeah, discrete is, I mean, it's pretty much just exactly what the word means, really. Discrete means the storms are kind of isolated. There's not a lot of competition between other storms. But yeah, when you get those discrete supercells, you always have to be watchful. You mean the one with the warning on it, Isaiah? Yeah, I do kind of see it. I do kind of see that. Probably getting out of radar range here. I'm gonna have to shift to this radar for a moment. Yeah, I do see it. Yeah, that's pretty clear. That might get a warning in the next few minutes. Good explanation, by the way, Torex. I wonder if they have put a tornado possible tag with it. Nope, not yet. Hail size has increased with that, and it's actually sneaking into Alabama here. Oh, now that might throw a wrench in our poll here because I didn't put Alabama in it. That's crazy. That is actually crazy. How about that? And the thing about it is, I only can put only 4 options within the voting poll, too. The thing is, Alabama actually had the lower chance in the smallest square area in regards to hail probability and severe weather as a whole. So how do you like that? Mother Nature's doing her own thing. Really, as she always does, truthfully, though. Also, if you're still here, voice, this is a better look at what I would call something close to a discrete cell, even though I think this is just a big old blobby mess here. This is not a textbook definition of a discrete supercell, but kind of got the look to it. A textbook supercell, though, would have something along the lines of a hook echo that's coming in this way, not a backward C shape. So this is more than likely becoming outflow dominant, so we're going to see more damaging winds out of that soon as a result. With tornadoes, you look for inflow. Damaging winds, you look for outflow. Outflow is whenever you see this backward C shape here. I'm going to draw it out for you. Let me change the color here too. Oh, they give you an actual color table here as well. But yeah, when you see that little backward C like that, That's a good sign of outflow, air rushing out from the storm. It varies, truthfully. With there's different types of supercells, by the way. There's three particular precip modes. There is the discrete supercell. The discrete, not the discrete supercell. There's the HP supercell, the high precipitation supercell, which is kind of what I think this one would end up being. There's the LP, the low precip supercell. It'll kind of look like this, but there just won't be as much. There just won't be as much rain around the updraft in particular. There can be some nasty hail producers though. Those LPs. Always gotta be watchful of those. I've seen a lot of storm chasers get their windshields cracked like that. Yep. Outflow, classic case outflow, Mark. And then you have the classic supercell, which is kind of right in the middle between the ALP and the HP. And usually you'll get to see the updraft. Eventually it may evolve into an HP, but typically when you get those classic supercells, those are the ones that often produce those really photogenic and often strong tornadoes as well. It looks like they've also extended the. They might have extended the tornado watch here, the tornado warning here. No, they shrunk it. They actually shrank it. Like I said, I'm still getting used to reading weather-wise. The good news for your area, though, Mark, is the fact that these storms are forming up towards your area, which means the cold front's probably gonna pass through your area earlier. As a result, I wouldn't expect as much in the way of severe weather for an extended duration. Maybe they could get the power back on in the worst case scenario overnight. Of course, we'll have to see how the state ends up handling the issue, or your power supplier, but I think you might be okay with this one, but we'll have to see when that main line ends up passing through. For that, we could actually go ahead and look a little further back over towards Arkansas per se. Georgia power is pretty bad too, so I can definitely relate. I understand. Okay. I see what you're saying. Well, all we can do is just play it by ear and see what happens. I'm trying to get a good read of where this frontal boundary is based on where the storms are firing. Kind of hard to say because we're still so early into the event here. I'm kind of curious, by the way. I wonder if Ryan really is live right now. That's crazy. Because this is normally not his MO. Does this have VIL? He is live? Wow. That is crazy. Yeah, he always said that he wouldn't go live for anything less than a 10% hatched. That is really surprising. Well, yeah, Evan's almost always live. Like the only times he's not live during severe events is if he's just completely used up. Bless that man's soul. Like he's after it. Like I would probably be a little bit closer to what Evan would be if I was able to do this full time. Of course, I have a regular job too. But yeah, over towards Clarkdale, that yeah, those VILs are looking crazy right now. He really does. And like I said, I'd love to do it too. And like, yeah, I can believe it. That dude is the freaking Energizer Bunny. Some people were saying that I was just for doing 16, but he's different. I mean, like he's a beast, and I have none but the utmost respect for him. I still have a lot of respect for Ryan too. But I'd cut Ryan a little bit of slack because of the fact that he's a family man. He has at least one kid, maybe even two. Andy's freaking awesome. Okay, I like Andy. He's a cool dude, man. Yeah, we're nearly maxing out the VIL here. There we go. I understand how Andy is, and I mean I can understand Ryan even to a point. He wants that money. No, I feel that 100% though with Andy. Because when I saw Diaz last week, I was a little shook too. I was just like, dang. When I see that, I always know what's going. Like you know what's going on, and you know what it's capable of doing. It sucks. You're watching people potentially lose their lives. It sucks. And I mean, I love doing this, but that's the darker side of it. It's even worse if you're chasing. Like everybody gives these chasers flack for being adrenaline junkies, but forget that they're often the first responders too, so they see everything. A lot of these guys have PTSD. Like that's serious subject matter. That's a serious subject matter, and it's not something that I normally talk about, but it's very real, you know. Yeah, Rolling Fork, a whole bunch of guys were really messed up after that event, man. I probably would have been too if I was there. So I understand Andy showing that emotion. I will never criticize him for it at any point. Or I wouldn't criticize anyone for showing that emotion either. It just makes no sense. Like, unless you've seen what these things can do in person, you know. Oh, wow, that's crazy, Mark. That is really crazy. Yeah, we spent half the day we spent half of Saturday just looking at Tylertown. It felt like exactly. When did I rename this channel? I never renamed this channel. It's always been Thai Metalhead Weatherman. Ever since I first started it, it's always been Thai Metalhead Weatherman. Yep. Like, even with me getting my own, becoming Skywarn certified now, in the back of my mind, I always know that if I go out and chase, there's always that chance that I might run into something. So I'm just going to do my best to be prepared for that when the time comes, because if you chase long enough, it's almost inevitable. You're going to see it. No. That's my second channel though, where it has my full name. But yeah, Thai Metalhead Weatherman has always been the channel name from the very beginning. Oh, nice. You might have seen my other channel where I do guitar covers and stuff, but that has my actual name. It's my legal name. But check my actual channel. Check my OG YouTube channel. Okay, voice, don't put your business out there too much. You never know who's watching, okay? Holy cow. I can't help but laugh at that. You know what the funny, like I said, it's amazing the fact that the 4 states that I put on the poll, and it's the one that's not on there that has the large hail severe thunderstorm warning. Like I said, you gotta love the weather, man. It's the best soap opera ever. Like, she will throw a wrench in your plans faster than anything or anyone. Yeah, we all lose. I'm sorry, guys. That was, I only could put like 4 options on the voting poll. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you saw that, Torex. But yeah, Emmanuel just so you type in !metal and that'll lead you to my OG channel where I do guitar covers. I've been doing guitar covers for a while, actually. In fact, later this year will be the 10th anniversary, or the 10-year anniversary of my first guitar cover on there. I'm working on another one right now. I don't know if I'll be able to get it done in time. My goal this year is to have at least 10 guitar covers on the channel. Somewhere between 8 and 10. I'm almost done with one. I just got to shoot the video for it. In fact, earlier this month was the 3-year anniversary of this channel. The first video that we ever put up was March 6th of 2022. You might as well really call that Alabama at this point, Isaiah, because I mean, it's about to cross over the border now. I'd almost be willing to bet that by the time it crosses the border is when it'll prompt a warning. I gotta figure out how to get permission for these holy cow. Holy cow. Yeah, that might get a warning before it crosses the border. Look at that hook. That hook is really something. there's something there is a nice little couplet that's starting to develop here that might end up producing. And that also, by the way, voice, if you are here, if I go back to reflectivity, that is a classic supercell. That is a classic definite. That's the definition of a supercell, a discrete supercell. This is why we went live. Oh yeah, she's spinning all right. She is very much spinning. She is a spinner for sure. But yeah, this is a classic definition of a supercell here. Just about. Nice little hook echo here. Here's the forward flank of the storm. Inflow comes in here. And then we're getting the outflow wrapping around, or not the outflow, but the rear flank downdraft wraps around the back side of this, and this is how you would get your tornado. I was early. Hey, I'm glad I was able to. It's one of the few times where I actually can be ahead of everybody. It was a good forecasting call, I guess, on my part. It was one of the few times where I had it spot on. Yeah, because I mean, I've been watching this setup for the last few days, and I thought it was, and I noticed towards the tail end of that it started to have some potential. And then I did a little bit of a run through right around lunchtime, and that's when I started to figure, okay, this is the time I need to go for it. But I think a lot of guys were like, this doesn't look all that great. I mean, I couldn't blame them, but just glad at the end of the day that I got it right. Uh-oh. Alright. Give me the rough draft then. I'll see if I can answer it. Just go ahead and give me the rough draft. I'm sure I'd be able to piece it together. Happy Meteorology Day. Is that really a thing? Nice, I love it. They've yet to extend that tornado warning. I think they actually just allowed that to expire. Yeah, it expired. It was outflow dominant anyway, so it was only a matter of time. Now though, the question is, will they put a new warning on this one? I'm glad we were able to stay live though. It's a little stressful there to try to make that work, but glad we were able to. Feel like we got kind of lucky there. Okay, so this gets a little tricky, I can't lie, because the thing about it is, when you go by Zulu time, daylight savings time kind of messes it up. But this is the rundown though. So for Eastern time, when it's daylight savings time, basically you would go back by 4 hours. You subtract 4 hours. So basically midnight Zulu time would be 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, 6. Doing its little ambush thing on me again. I'm getting sick of this computer doing that. I'm not a fan. Yeah, it's never a guarantee, no matter how high the risk. I've seen plenty of high risk that have been issued by the Storm Prediction Center even bust. So, like, actually bust, not like what people are saying that the 15th was, for example. Even though that definitely wasn't a bust. Sorry about that voice. Well, the thing about that, Mark, is even though your area itself may not be in the tornado warning, if your county is still issued in the tornado has a tornado warning issue, they're still going to sound the siren. It's just the way that they have it set up. They don't have it set in a way in which, okay, the northern half of the county is actually under the warning, so the sirens off to the north are going to sound. They're going to sound every single siren, and there has been a lot of feedback in regards to that as well. I don't know the reasoning behind why we haven't had any sort of changes to where that could be, that kind of update could be done, but I don't know, man. We do not. It was just that lone tornado warning that we had. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out how to work weather-wise. This is only the second time I've had to use this. Today was supposed to be the last stream that I used Radar Omega, but Radar Omega wasn't really working well with my computer in general. My computer's just not working in general, honestly, because I keep dropping frames. I don't know what's going on, man. I'm doing everything I can to keep this thing up and running, but I don't know how long this thing's gonna stay on for. Torex, could you put that actually in? Could you actually put that into Discord? I think we had one, but I don't know if I ever pinned the chart, the Z chart on there. If not, then I'll just. If I did, then I just have to unearth it at some point, but obviously I can't open anything right now, hardly. In fact, what I'm doing right now to get my music is I'm using my phone and I'm connecting it through my guitar amp, which is connected through my preamp in order to give you guys the music you're listening to right now. So yeah, I'm not even opening anything else on here. Well, I mean, we have a lot of concurrent viewers right now, and a lot of them are new, so I'm sure a few of them might be new. So I'm trying to keep things stable and stick around, because usually whenever I end up well, the radar is pretty strong. These radars are very strong as long as they're well taken care of. That's the thing. As long as they're well taken care of. That's why all the firings are so important, because of the fact that a lot of those guys that got fired are actually the IT workers for the radar. But anyway, it's besides the point. As far as lightning is concerned, you could go well outside the radar ring and be able to get lightning strikes here. We have a multitude of severe thunderstorm warnings right now over towards Mississippi here, especially towards Jackson right now. We have 2 storms there that are looking pretty impressive. Both of them are riding that I-20 corridor here. Neither one of these have, well, actually, let me take that back. Crystal Springs might have a chance of producing down the line if it can keep itself organized. Oh no, I'm not happy. I'm actually less happy about it than you. I was about to crash out when that happened. I'm like, why are we, of all the industries, why that one? But let's not get into that, because, yeah. But yeah, the way I see it, though, just nothing really good could come out of that right now. The inflow with this storm's kind of backed off a little bit. not quite as impressive as it was earlier. It could be going outflow dominant. When you want to make the weather political, usually bad things happen. That's all I gotta say to that. Mother Nature herself goes by the basketball saying, "You reach, I teach." And she plays no favorites at that point either. So. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying there too. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that there would be no time metalhead weatherman, no Ryan Hall or Evan Freiberger without them either. But hey, they might have to figure it out the hard way if it keeps going the way it's going. There wouldn't be any Evan Freiberger. There wouldn't be Max Velocity, Mitch Westweather. None of us would really be able to operate unless you want us out there doing local reports instead of national. At that point, all I gotta say is I hope you have somebody that you trust doing the weather at that point in your area. 'Cause if not, you might be a SOL, man. Got a new severe thunderstorm warning, and this one's heading into Tupelo momentarily here. I will say though, one thing about this layout that I really like, I don't know if it's the opacity that they just came out with to begin with, but the way it looks on here, it just looks so clean. So, again, gotta give a lot of praise to Weatherwise here. Can't lie. Got a nice little cluster of storms off to your south, by the way, Isaiah. So far, none threatening your area, but they're looking pretty good. And then I guess this is what he was talking about earlier, this little cluster outside of Paducah. I think this is actually where the main line's going to begin to develop, is right around Paducah, and then eventually this is going to drop off to the southeast. Because Isaiah had remarked on this earlier, the fact that these storms weren't moving from northwest to southeast, because there was an expected southeasterly motion component with these storms. But so far we've mainly been west to east right now. But this little tail that's going to be coming in from this trough that's the catalyst behind the severe weather, it's going to be associated with the frontal boundary, and it's going to push these storms from northwest to southeast. We're dropping frames again. Alright, I'm gonna try this again. we can't keep this thing going for anything. Make sure trying to refresh this. I'm doing the best that I can to keep this thing going. But yeah, this thing is struggling. I might end up restarting the stream if this continues. I don't know how long it's going to hold out for. I am fighting as hard as I can to keep this thing running, because I don't know what's going on with the computer today. Just one of those really weird instances. Yeah, that's the inflow coming into those storms off to your northwest. As that boundary comes in, you're going to see that shift begin to occur. I would say that 45 minutes. No, it might be too. I think it's moving just a little too slow right now. I'd say hour and a half maybe is when you might start to experience that shift. And you'll start to feel that outflow begin to come in. The storms could speed up too, though, and just throw my timetable out the window entirely. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt here. Got a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is now including Franklin in the southern half of Nashville itself. This is tagged for 60-mile-per-hour winds, and it looks like let me go ahead and pause this thing. I'm still getting used to this. But this has an radar indicated 60-mile-per-hour winds. Also, quarter-sized hail is possible with this as well. It's going to be heading just to the south of the Nashville metro here, or south of Nashville proper. Everybody make sure you're hitting that refresh button. Dang it, man, I don't know what to do with this thing. It's just getting worse. I really might have to restart this. I really don't want to. The heck with it. That's moving at about 50. I was a little bit more familiar with this. Yeah, I try, Torex. I try to be. I mean, you've seen me get worked up a couple of times, but it's usually pretty rare. Well, Shiori, I've already tried that. I know what the problem is. It's a weird little niche that my computer. It's a weird little thing that my computer likes to do. I almost have to restart this like every few days in order to do live streams. And I just forgot to restart it. Usually the day of, like maybe an hour or two before, I'll end up having to restart this computer. So that way I can have it function properly. I guess I just forgot today. Because what's happening is I'm going off the Wi-Fi when I'm connected to the Ethernet cable. That's if I can keep this stream up, Atlanta, Florida girl. Right now, I might actually have to restart the stream. Because I'm dropping frames at almost 50% rate right now. So I don't even know if I open up another tab right now, if the stream won't crash right out from under me. Won't be crashing right out from under me. I'm trying to get set up just in case that does happen. But yeah, to put it lightly, I'm frustrated right now with this thing. Let's see if I can make this work though somehow. It It'd be real nice if it would just somehow behave. Because I'm still dropping frames at a vicious rate right now. I'm at like 44% drop frame drop rate. I thought I had it figured out, but yeah, this computer has this weird little quirk about it. I'll be honest, I'm not a computer whiz like that. I know a little bit of stuff, but I'm definitely no expert. I'll be the first to tell you that. Oh God. No, don't you do that to me. Come on. Don't you do that to me. Come on. Okay, got that. Uh-oh. Might lose the stream here. Oh, wait, we're coming back. We're coming back. For now. Yeah, it is super unstable. Yeah, guys, I think it might be. Oh, wait. Hang on. Nah. Yeah, I think this is clipped here. I'm going to have to restart it. I'm gonna have to restart the stream, guys. This is just not working out well. This is not the quality that I needed, that I wanted to be for you guys. With it buffering every 5 seconds, this is freaking ridiculous. "10 minutes tops." Just if you could hold out for 10 minutes. Alright. I'll be right back.